Hello and welcome to this clip looking at how to revise and practice for organic chemistry tests. I'm going to focus on recall and application techniques using flashcards, bootcamping and past paper questions. So many organic exam questions require you to recall and recognize a lot of information, such as remembering functional groups and recognizing them, knowing what reagents and conditions are required to go from one functional group to another, as well as being able to draw basic organic structures involving carbon atoms, hydrogen atoms, and oxygen atoms. So being good at all of this requires an effective strategy for memorizing the information and then applying it where needed to questions. So let's look at revising the content and processing the question. I'm going to use as an example a straightforward alkenes past paper question. We know it's an alkenes past paper question because it shows propene. So we're recognizing the functional group and we're seeing that there's part of a mechanism that requires us to complete it, and that needs a bit of recall. So going back to the alkenes topic, you'd be expected to remember the electrophilic addition mechanism. So having a flashcard with this mechanism and having learned it would be very useful for being able to tackle a question like this. In the second part of the question, you can see there's reaction 1 and reaction 2. So it requires the recall of the reactions that alkenes undergo. So let's apply some of the ideas from earlier in the clip, some of the recall and recognition, for example. So the first thing to do is to pause the clip and to make a flashcard for the reaction of ethene with chlorine. So I'm just building up the mechanism there, and we can now make a flashcard from this mechanism and use it. So pause the clip and copy this out and then have it to hand for the rest of the clip. Okay, so I'm now expecting you to have a flashcard of this next to you. So let's learn the flashcard using the bootcamp technique. That involves looking at the flashcard, covering it up, writing from memory what was on it, and then checking what you've written. And repeat this process until you've got it perfect 3 times in a row. So pause the clip and actually do this for about 5 minutes or until you've got it perfect 3 times. So I'm now assuming you've done that, and we're going to apply the mechanism from your flashcard to this question. So you can see this question is about propene, not ethene, and you've got bromine, not chlorine. So bromine is your electrophile, it's electrophilic addition like it says in the question. So you put in the curly arrows and the dipoles, you put in the intermediate and the bromide ion attacking the positively charged carbon. So it's very similar to the one that we put in the bottom right hand corner. So we're now applying the information across. So for this second part, it's not a mechanism question, it's a simple recall of changes in functional groups. So the first change is an alkene to a bromoalkane. And you need to think about, can you remember the reagent needed here? If you can't, you need to look it up, make a flashcard from it, and learn it. Likewise, for an alkene to an alkane, you need to do the similar thing here, find out what it is, make the flashcard, and learn it. So your flashcard for an alkene to a haloalkane will have the alkene to haloalkane on one side, and the conditions and the reagent on the other. So pause the clip and make one like this, and learn it using look, cover, write, check, repeat. So I'm now assuming that you've done that. Let's do it for this one as well. So I'm now assuming you've got 2 flashcards, you've gone and learned them, and we can try your memory out on an exam question. Pause the clip again and see if you can do the question having learnt your 2 flashcards. So I'm assuming you've had a go. So you've got stating a suitable reagent is hydrogen bromide. It doesn't ask for the conditions, so just the reagent will do. And the reagent and conditions for reaction 2 is hydrogen gas, nickel catalyst, and 423 Kelvin. Last thing to remember is don't forget to think about your answer before checking the mark scheme. Okay, so hopefully this has been useful. Thanks for listening. Until next time, see you soon.